Your pet would like to have a word with you. In fact, your dog, cat, bird, horse, fish, even bearded dragon would like to have an entire conversation with you. But having that trans-species discussion is difficult without an interpreter, or go-between, a specifically skilled individual who's been communicating with our animal friends for more than 3 decades, bridging gaps in understanding, elevating relationships, building peace and harmony among all Earth's creatures. That person is Suzan Vaughn, the Animal Whisperer.
In this episode, Kunda the python takes some me time. Reptiles are ancient beings, about 320 million years old, and it was with great reverence that I approached a python by the name of Kunda, as requested by her human companion Suriya. Kunda taught me more about how an animal can use a photo, like the one her human sent me, as a reference point. She communicated that humans enjoy soft, fluffy-feeling fabrics, but snakes like to feel a variety of textures against their scaly skin. Kunda also demonstrated that I could trust the messages and my own intuition more deeply than I had before, as I crossed my fingers and hoped I got it right. A lot was at stake. Here's what Kunda had to say. "I'm all stretched out against this rough 2x4 inside the wall," Kunda showed me, "and it feels great. I'm spending time alone and enjoying this varied texture against my skin." The ball python sent a cozy feeling, in wild contrast to his frantic person on the phone with me a month after his disappearance. "I can't believe I was so careless," she said. "I put Kunda's carrier down just for a minute, and when I went back there, he was nowhere to be found." Suriya took shallow breaths, biting her bottom lip. I took a deep breath to release her angst, crossing over into my energy field, clearing the way to get an accurate read on Kunda and his whereabouts. As I sensed the mood of the snake, he was on vacation, experiencing new textures that felt like a good old-fashioned scratch of the back. Heavenly. Animals use whatever reference point I can understand, so Kunda took my attention straight to the photo Suriya had sent to me during the phone session. He was all laid out, half coiled and half stretched out along a super soft, fake furry blanket. He used that feeling as a reference to what he communicated. "The texture I'm on is nothing like the soft one in that photo," he relayed. Kunda's life had started as a happy surprise to Suriya and another snake dancer. A secret love relationship within the circle of snakes had formed, and soon Shiva and Diva offered their humans a surprising clutch of 8 perfect eggs. Eventually, 8 perfect baby snakes wriggled out of their nutritious shells into domestic, aquarium-type life. "I learned more about incubating and raising baby snakes than I ever thought possible," Suriya told me. "I love my babes, but by far I love Kunda. We have the strongest bond, and it feels like one from before this life," she shared. It was chilly in early November, causing further concern for Suriya, who knew her python needed warmth. Kunda had disappeared, but at least we could take comfort in knowing pythons could go without eating for up to 6 months. But he'd been gone an entire month by the time she called me, and Suriya was panicked about her impending move into a new home in just 3 short weeks. Losing sleep over the worry that her snake was cold, hungry, lost, and alone, Suriya kept the heater going day and night, so her utility bill was through the roof. And to make matters worse, hers was a 2-story house with 1,000 places in the walls to hide. Kunda reassured me that he was fine and near a heat source, but he said more than once that he understood his people were moving soon and that he would reappear in time to go with them. I crossed both my fingers and my toes that I was getting the message accurately. A lot was riding on it, including my reputation. Still, I felt terrible for Suriya, who had contacted 2 other psychics, and we all felt that Kunda was still somewhere in the house. So close, yet so far away. "I don't know why he would do this to me," she lamented. Her high anxiety made it hard for her to understand that he needed this time away from all the other snakes to be alone. Later, I discovered he was in a habitat with 7 other snakes, which helped the puzzle pieces fall into perfect place, at least for me. I don't feel you'll be able to find him, I told her as diplomatically as possible, but I have to believe him when he says he'll come out to find you in time for the move. It was a leap of faith for all of us as nearly 2 more weeks clicked by, and the move was scheduled in 1 week. But 1 week later, on the exact day the movers parked in the driveway, Kunda magically wriggled into Suriya's arms right out of the wall. He came down through the portal in the floor of my room that leads down into the laundry. Toward the end of the day, I was standing there talking and looking right at him as he came out. He was waiting for me to be in that exact spot. I reached up and he leapt into my arms. "Nothing short of a miracle," she said, relieved. I also felt relieved, along with a sense of joy that I'd received the message right. That's when animal communication seems miraculous, when it's just another form of communication, telepathic. It's ancient and new at the same time. As animal communication specialists, we're called on to hear the animals' voices when they tell us their exact intentions. It's our job to listen closely and to trust the messages that come through. Deep listening and trust are 2 of the most important skills animal communicators learn. And both of these skills came into play in this session with Kunda the python. This one was a happy ever after ending to a story of a crowded neighborhood because Kunda lived in a den with numerous snakes that included both adults and newborns. And just like we humans, she just needed some me time away from the pit of snakes inhabiting her crowded glass home.
For more episodes in the series, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. To learn all about Suzan Vaughn and her services, visit her website at animalwhisperer.net. Be part of the community by subscribing to her Facebook page, animalwhisperer.net. Then sign up for Suzan's newsletter to enjoy more of her fascinating animal-human communication stories. So, until next time, join Suzan as she talks to the animals on The Animal Whisperer.